Hello people, my name is Rage, and welcome one and all to some more Whispers of the Old Gods. Seriously, this video will just be a large amount of time where subtly in the background I have been possessed by an old god into subtly overlaying their actual whispers so that you will go insane / start becoming a mindless worshipper of all praise to Thune as you watch the video. So yeah, sorry about that. Either way, let's talk the newly revealed cards. I think every week I'm going to go over the cards that have been teased because the hype is real. So without further ado, let's start off with Cthulhu's Chosen. I kind of like this card, and let me tell you why, because to me it represents the perfect, well, almost perfect, balance with cards that only exist to support other ones, because let's say you are playing this without Cthulhu in your deck. It's a 4-mana 4/2 with Divine Shield, a little bit more expensive and a little bit better Scarlet Crusader. It's not great, it's not bad, it trades with the Yeti 1-for-1, it's alright for a 4-drop, it would be an average card. But if we take into consideration that it buffs Cthulhu, like his other minions do, and the cultists and all his various support cards, then it suddenly leaps from an average card to probably a 6-7 out of 10. It's not a big increase, but it does make a good bit of sense. A card that is designed to support a big bad legendary should be above average when it is supporting that legendary, and just a little bit average or below when not. And I think this strikes that nice little balance. So I'm happy with this. I really am. So yeah, there you go. Cthulhu's Chosen. A solid card. It's going to be annoying to deal with. Divine Shields already are. And I think 2 of these will be run in every Cthulhu deck. And that's probably the best thing I can say about it. Next up then, we have Eater of Secrets. Eater of Secrets. With Khazan Mystic dropping from standard format, there was always going to be another replacement in the job of messing with your opponent's secrets, and I do prefer this one, at least from a design standpoint, because them tentacles. Yeah. But no, I like this, but it's hard to compare the two because the difference between destroying a secret and stealing it is huge. The tempo swing from stealing it is just massive, whereas simply destroying it, it's nice, but it's not world-shattering. So in the instance where you are stealing one secret with Khazan or destroying it with Eater of Secrets, it's not even funny how much better Khazan is. However, if you're destroying 2 secrets, so this card goes 2-for-1 before it's even started trading, and it's a 4/6 for 4 mana, then it's much better. So that's the line at which we can define these two. So I like this card. It will be run in a secret heavy meta. It's fine, and I think it's cool. There's not really much else to say about it. Next up, we have our next revealed legendary, Hogger, the Doom of Elwyn. Talking of tentacles, he has been corrupted hard. So, he's only 1 mana more than normal Hogger, and he gains 2/2 in stats for that, which, to me, immediately makes him a little bit better. But you've got to compare the difference between a 2/2 taunt at the end of your turn and a 2/2 taunt whenever it takes damage. If Doom of Elwyn had taunt or charge, then of course it would be just ridiculously better than normal Hogger, but at the moment, I think it's kind of a toss-up between the two, because realistically, you're going to get 1 null off Doom of Elwyn, because it's going to die in 1 hit, because people aren't going to let you get mad value. If you're getting mad value out of it, then you've probably already won the game anyway. So really, are you going to play this? If you're not going to play normal Hogger, is this suddenly worth playing? I don't inherently think so. I think it's a really lovely card. I love the flavor. I think it's cool, but I don't think it's that strong. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm just struggling to see a situation where it's that useful, because even if you're nuking the board with 1s and 2s constantly, like Pyromancer, you're still going to start injuring your own nulls, which only have 2 health anyway, so it's more an anti-synergy than a synergy. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, it might be okay in stopping a rush with low attack. Even then, you're not going to get to 7 mana against a deck that's trying to burst you down, not even slightly, and it would need to have Taunt to even have an effect there. So the more I think about it, the more I really don't rate this card that much. I mean, I know Dr. Boom is being removed, but while we can still compare to him, let's do that. It's not even in the same league now, is it? I mean, personally, I hope that the general power level of cards is brought back down for a bit with the removal of a load of broken ones in Standard, but we shall see. Either way, moving on, we have 3 cards which project a trend which I'm very excited for. Every class looks like it's getting a 0 mana Forbidden Something card, and the theme with all the Forbidden cards is it spends all your remaining mana to do a thing. In the Mage's case, spend all your remaining mana and do that much damage to a minion. It's actually a really good card because it's so very flexible. The fact that you can always use it to kill something no matter what's happening in the game and what turn you're on, so it's never really a dead draw, is very cool. I think by its existence, it frees up a lot of slots in a mage deck, because while obviously at 4 mana, for example, it's a worse Fireball, how often do you need the full 6 damage of Fireball? I'd say maybe 30% of the time, and the rest of the time it overkills, so it's not that much worse to only be doing 4 damage instead of 6 when you use it. I mean, at every amount of mana, it's definitely undercosted a little bit until you get to stuff like Pyroblast worth 10 mana for 10, which is okay, but even at 5 mana you could Flame Lance a minion for 3 more damage than 5, but I think due to sheer flexibility, this card will see a lot of play, at least initially, because it's just nice to have a jack-of-all-trades card, and while it might not be the master of any given situation, it's good to have an all-reliable in your deck. So I love the flavor of it, and I'm excited to see how the Forbidden cards play out. Talking of Forbidden, next up we have Shaping, the Priest one. Spend all your mana, summon a random minion that costs that much. This is pretty good. I mean, at all levels, it gives you the potential of getting something very competitive, and that's pretty damn neat. The best time to play this is at 8 mana, because on average there are the most amount of really impactful, good 8 mana cards than at any other mana level, but the fact that Priests now have a card that always lets them put, hopefully, a competitive minion on the board is very cool, because at every mana level there is a minion that you would love to get. So Forbidden Shaping, I think, is an all-round fantastic card, and I would be surprised if we didn't see it in damn near every Priest deck. It's just that good and versatile. I really, really like it. So next up then, we have the Paladin's Forbidden, and it is Healing. Spend your mana, heal for twice that much. Now, initially it seems like this sucks, because imagine you use it on 2 mana. That's 2 mana, heal for 4. Well, Paladins literally have Holy Light, which is 2 mana heal for 6. Priests have a 1 mana heal for 5, so it is a terrible card on low mana. But then you take it to the high end, an 8 mana plus 8 mana heal for 16, 9 mana 18, and 10 mana 20. They are colossal game-changing heals that could quite frankly literally win you the game. So again, the versatility and flexibility of these cards really shines through. And even then, the early amounts of healing isn't that awful, because you can always play it. Even if you're forced to do a 4 mana heal for 8, that's a nice bit of breathing room if you're being rushed down, and you can also use its early cost to heal minions in order to trade more effectively, like a Priest can do with its hero power. So I think simply because, like the Forbidden cards do have, it has insane flexibility, I think we'll see at least one of these in a lot of Paladin decks. Next up, we have another Paladin spell that has been revealed, and it's Muster Harder for Battle, also known as Stand Against the Darkness. Summon 5 1/1 Silverhand Recruits, which honestly is pretty good value. It's not bad. 5 1/1 minions for 5 mana, so you're paying a mana each. You know, that's okay. Not quite as good as Muster, because Muster gives you the weapon, which makes it a 4 mana card for the cost of 3, but still, decks that are going to want to spam stuff onto the board will probably use this. I don't think it's that amazing. If it cost 4 mana, then maybe, but it might be a little bit too strong at 4 mana. But it does give you the possibility of immense follow-ups, because in theory, if your opponent simply doesn't happen to have AoE at this point, and your next turn is a Quartermaster, that is like a GG turn right there. So there's a lot of potential in this card, but I don't think summoning 5/1/1s at turn 5 is really that threatening. I think it's a little bit too late for that to be that good, unless you get very lucky and they survive and you can synergize. But I do like the spell, so we'll have to see how it goes. I'm not overly impressed right now, though. Alright, next up we have ourselves some Druid, the Claxy Amber Weaver. So, it is just a Yeti, 4 mana, 4/5, which is fine, as we know. But if your Cthulhu has 10 attack, so you've only played 2 cultists, so let's say you've played a 2-mana cultist, followed by a 3-mana cultist, and your Cthulhu is on 10 attack, which is entirely possible, you've now got a 4/10 for 4 mana. Which is really strong. Like, that's not bad. And the Claxy are cool. They're like manted bug races. I really like them as a thing. So, yeah, in a Druid Cthulhu deck, this card is broken strong. Like, a 4/10 for 4 mana is ridiculous, no matter which way you look at it. So, it's whether there are enough lower cost than 4 cultists to reliably play this on turn 4. If it is, it will be seen and it will be good. It entirely comes down to the fact that if the Cthulhu Druid deck is good, you will see these and you will hate it. If it's not that good, even with this being a 4/10, it's still not going to be run. But I am worrying for the day that we have to come up with a way of dealing with a 10 health creature on turn 4. I really am. Moving on to the warrior then, we have the Ancient Shield Bearer. So it looks like a shield maiden that has been corrupted, and again, this is broken strong as well. It seems like the big minions of the classes that work based on Cthulhu are just insane. A 7 mana 6/6, not amazing, it's Hogger Doom of Elwyn stats, but you gain 10 armor if your Cthulhu has 10 attack. That's easily going to be on 10 attack by turn 7 in a Cthulhu deck, and a 6/6 that gives you 10 armor, that is a warrior's dream right there. So, again, if a Warrior Cthulhu deck is good, this will be in it, and it will be broken strong. If it's not good, no matter how broken strong this is, we're not going to see it. It really comes down to that point. So, I can see why they are making broken strong Cthulhu decks to encourage them to actually happen, but damn, is it going to suck to see a Warrior gain 10 armor at once, as well as putting a 6/6 into play. I mean, there aren't many cards in Control Warrior you can swap out, so we'd have to have a whole new archetype of Cthulhu Control, which does sound kind of nice. It rolls off the tongue, so I'm excited to see where that goes with it. And then finally for this week, we have the Giant Sandworm. If this minion attacks another minion and kills it, it can attack again. So in theory, you whack this down, 8 mana, 8/8. If it survives, you can just attack until it's dead and you've cleared the board. It's fine. It's not great. 8 mana for 8/8 is okay. It's just kind of, I mean, it's a beast, which helps. It's a hunter card, which potentially encourages some more later game control-based hunters. We should be so lucky, but it's fine. It's just an average card, and who knows? I mean, even in a heavy control hunter, I'm not entirely sure it'll be played. Maybe one of them, but even then, it's not that good. It can kill a taunt and then hit face, which is fine, but I don't know. I'd like it to be 10 mana, have the same stats and text, but also have charge. That would be pretty cool and pretty threatening. Maybe even a legendary at that point, but I don't know, I'm just spitballing. But I'm not overly impressed with the Sandworm. So there we have it, guys. Now, typically another 5 cards will have been revealed in the time it took me to make this, but that's just Sod's Law. I will see you next week. Let me know what you thought of these cards, and if you're excited for this expansion. But for now, like if you enjoyed this, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time. Oh, goodbye.